talking about the cycle of violence now, and it's the power wheel, the control wheel, whatever you want to call it. It gives us a good guide map, a good understanding of how all of these cases, no matter the unique facts, circumstances that exist in them, all of these cases are going to follow the circle, because abuse follows in this time and time again. And I have done enough of these cases at this point, over 100 protective orders, criminal cases, as well as cases here at Skillern firm, where none of this changes. It's just the players become different. Some of the parts of the circle become a little less in time. Some become greater in time. Starting with the honeymoon phase, you meet someone that you don't know is abusive, and they court you. They wow you, they make you feel safe, they make you feel listened to, protected, whatever those terms are in an early relationship. Once they've kind of got you in their grasp, the time is irrelevant, but it could be anywhere from a couple weeks to a couple months. That individual starts to show you a little bit more of their true character. So say you start living together, you start to realize that you're becoming more and more isolated from your family, your friends. At various points, they are potentially yelling at you, berating you, using any verbal or emotional abuse against you, potentially financial control as well. Maybe they work, maybe they don't, but I think the whole point of the financial control aspect is that there's a good chance that they're going to start leeching into your life, into your bank accounts, taking your money, or almost having you voluntarily give your money over to what realistically is a random stranger at that point in time. That increase in tension, in hostilities increases. Oftentimes you will find an abusive person a couple months down the road after the honeymoon phase standing over an individual, or pushing them into a wall, or spitting on them, throwing bottles at them, throwing objects at them, missing them. But nonetheless, all assaults, all traumatic incidents in and of their own right. I think that leads then to, obviously, a victim feeling like they need to walk on eggshells at all times around this abusive partner. Partner will also make the victim feel as if they are crazy, as if they're making up stuff, as if they are the ones that have done all of these things. As if no abuse has happened, even when sexual or any other sort of abuse is taking place. With all of that, then ultimately comes our explosion. The explosion is the actual act of physical violence or whatever type of violence, sexual and otherwise. Depending on where you are in a relationship, like I said, these can all be of different duration and variation in time. But after that explosion, things kind of take a precipitous drop, and you get to this remorse phase where the abuser gets the victim back on their side, lets them feel as if there is remorse by the abuser, let the victim feel as if the abuser is going to change, that these things will never happen again, that this was a one-off, kind of bringing the victim back into the fold of their confidences before they turn the switch again. There's also a lot of minimization during this period of time, as I stated earlier. Victims will often feel as if they can't even tell the truth from fiction, because it is made to believe through the abuser's words that everything that they have perceived is wrong, incorrect, the opposite, or just never happened. Oftentimes when our clients or the victims come into the office, to an extent, their story is incomplete, because there's so much trauma that has happened that out of a matter of self-preservation, I think what these people are doing is not giving us everything that we possibly need, which is why I kind of started this whole thing with listening. You have to listen, and you have to pick up on key facts so that you can follow up on those facts. I think at the end of this, you have to expect this in most of your cases in family law, because generally, in my experiences, there's a dominating spouse and a non-dominant spouse. Certainly we have cases where there are two dominant spouses. With all that being said, I think it's vitally important that every client that comes into the office understands what this is, where they stand within this. Are they the abuser? Are they the victim? Because we certainly represent both, and we'll certainly give both our undivided attention and represent them with every bit of zealous advocacy that we possibly can.